Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kendra. This is another testimonial or a review about some vitamins I have today. I'm super in my head right now, so my confidence is kind of shook. I think that's a good place to start with, at a good place to start with though, because oftentimes I'll put on like a front and stuff and I'd say, let me restart this take, but I think it's beneficial for me to just be in the place of, a lot of times I don't feel good about myself. Oftentimes I don't feel like I'm good enough. That's okay though, because I am ultimately deep down. Okay, so the supplement brand is called Plato. This is a wonderful place to start. Plato is actually one of my favorite philosophers. His big philosophical theory is the allegory of the cave. So the idea of the allegory of the cave, Plato's allegory of the cave, is that, for instance, let's say a group of people were sitting around a fire. Let's say a group of people were sitting and there was like a fire behind them, and they didn't know that they had been they were just having to look straight ahead, and so they don't realize there's a fire behind them. They do realize that it's warm, however, and so they're sitting there and watching the wall of the cave in front of them and seeing these shadows along the cave. And they're saying, that's a horse, oh, that's a buffalo, that's my good friend Jack Straw, yada, yada, yada. And they're talking to one another and they're conversating and they're making up what they see. They're it's kind of like improv acting. They're collectively coming up with what it is they see, telling these scenes and whatnot. However, let's suppose that one of the fellas and or females were to get up and yes, I'm out of here, and walk up stairs up out of the cave and say, oh my gosh, what's over here? And then they walk past the section with the fire and they're like, what is this? And then maybe they go even out of the cave, all the way out of the cave, and they're like, first of all, like, bright. And then, I know that feeling too. And then second of all, what is this? Oh my gosh, there's a whole life out here outside of the realm that I was used to. So then they go back, the enlightened individual, and or just totally freaked out and like, hey, you guys, listen to this, what I just saw. Runs back inside at a fast pace and says, hey, y'all, look what I just saw. There's like light in the sky, there's like grass, there's like animals, there's like the shadows we were just looking at. There are those things for real though, and so it just so happens that you're kind of like bound up here, and we have been just living in this small box of perception for years. I don't know if someone came to feed them or whatnot, but for the sake of the story, they were well fed for years while being captive in the cave. However, so then the two people down there, would they not at first be like, oh, this person's crazy. How do we know that this is what he saw outside? And also feel, oftentimes when someone tells me like a new truth or something, I'm like, it's like ripping a Band-Aid off, So anyway, that's the allegory of the cave, that everything is just light and shadows. And when we create them together, then we create shared meaning. It's really exciting because it adds so much potential for what we can do as people and individuals. And the law of attraction and thoughts becoming things, becoming actions, it all makes sense. And you know what else makes sense is are these Plato Vitamins. So they do help with energy, memory, and focus. I have been taking them. I like to take the supplements before I tell you all about them. And these are the ingredients. First of all, they're vegetarian friendly. Energy, memory, and focus. The components are bacopa, whole plant extract. This is also known as water hyssop, HYSSOP. This balances serotonin by increasing and regulating the uptake of the serotonin. Fantastic. It's good for the mind, it's good for concentration. We've got 300 milligrams of bacopa, also known as water hyssop, in here. We also have Rodella How do I normally say this? I don't say Rodilla. Rodilla. We have Rodella. Rhodiola. It's spelled Rhodiola. Well, now I'm on camera and I'm like, how do you say this? Rhodelia. Let's say Rhodelia because that sounds best. So that's normally how I say it. It's the root extract. It's 100 milligrams. This is an adaptogen. It helps fight fatigue. You know, I get fatigued because the mind's moving so fast. So fast. My feet don't even touch the ground. So this helps fight fatigue. It helps with depression. And overall provides a sense of well-being and calm vibes. And it does help with cell regeneration. It has regenerative properties for the cell. I was like, should I say it? Another healing tip that I think about when I meditate, if I have something of direct focus that I need to heal, whether it's a headache. Well, for headaches, I picture like a lightning bolt going up to the tension place. But if it's like something I'm super worried about, like a long time illness or something, when I meditate, and some other stuff too, but just for example, when I meditate, I picture a full, perfect circle. Hey Google, stop. Hey Google, play Kendra and the Bunnies.
Okay, playing Kendra and the Bunnies
Okay.
on Spotify.
Thank you. So I picture a perfect circle, a full perfect circle just expanding. Kind of like a motion graphic, and it's a perfect circle. And I imagine that's how my cells are regenerating. Just you take the perfect little cell, it's so well, its wellness is so great. Take the perfect circle and then and I imagine that while meditating. This will help because it also has regenerative properties to it for the cell. Next we have Panax Ginseng. Panax Ginseng, I took ginseng for a while. It did. I just kind of ran out of it, so I haven't been taking it besides in here. It has 60 milligrams. It's from the root extract. It is going to boost your immune system and help support a healthy immune system. It has antioxidant properties and helps with inflammation. Love that. Inflammation can occur, this is what I've realized also, inflammation can occur in anywhere in the body, you know? Inflammation of joints, glands, other stuff, but I've realized that too. I'm like, is this inflamed? And I'm like, oh, I guess I'm just realizing now it's more of like a term of just like the expansion of a certain area, so it's kind of painful because it's swollen or something. And I'm realizing that can happen all over the body. So this is beneficial in a multitude of ways. Then the last ingredient is L-Theanine. 200 milligrams. It's an amino acid that helps improve mental function. What? Duh. Elevates levels of serotonin and dopamine as well. It's good stuff. I've been taking it for about a week, maybe a week and a half, and I do have to say I've noticed a steady increase in my energy without being overbearing, because when I take B vitamins, I got a few from GNC the other day, but when I take B, it's my vitamin cabinet. And candy, the candy section. When I take B12, no hate on GNC at all, but when I take B12, I'm like, zzz, and it just is like, so revs me up. I already drink a lot of caffeine. So this has been a nice boost to my energy level without being so overbearing with the ginseng. That's why I used to like to take it, but then like I said, I ran out of the bottle. So thank you so much, Plato, for this bottle of supplements. I'm super happy with it. I will link in the description how you can get yourself some Plato, as well as I will link in the description the proper way how I learned about Plato's Allegory of the Cave. It's this cartoon that was on PBS like, I don't know, years ago, but it's on YouTube. Found it on YouTube one time in college when I should have been writing a paper or something, but I saved it to my playlist and I rewatch it like once a year or something like that. So I've only watched it a few times, right? Because I just graduated college, right? But I'll link that. It's a cartoon and it goes over the philosophy of Plato really, really well. But then, of course, I learned about Plato in like high school, and like in my philosophy. Oh no, well, I guess you learn about Plato in so many different places. Social studies. Then I had an ethics class my senior year of. Ethics was senior year, yeah, that makes sense, of high school. I really like that class too, because I like ethics. I'm an ethical person. And I will recycle this bottle after I'm done with it. Thank you. I hope you had a great time listening to me talk about supplements and vitamins and my life. If you'd like to, you can like the video. It kind of angers me that YouTube has a dislike button because sometimes people click that and I'm like I mentioned earlier, I'm a little bit insecure, but hey, you know, no press is bad press. If you want to, you can subscribe. I post a lot of videos, so get excited. Welcome to the bunny family. Thanks. Bye.